Alright, hey, what's up? What's going on? So, I was supposed to continue last night, but my buddy Ricora was on, and he was playing V3 Blind, so I really wanted to host him, so I could watch him go through Chapter 4. And his wife who died, unfortunately, in that chapter, so I feel really fucking bad for him. Anyway, I should have to adjust the audio mix again. I think. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I do. Alright. So let me put that there. Let me put that there. And then that should be fine where it is, I think. And then I'm gonna put that up a little bit. And that should be fine, I think. So basically what it is about this game is the options readjust themselves to standard, or whatever the fuck they're originally set at, and it's really annoying. So you have to reset it every time you start. So it's trial time, if I remember correctly.
You!
You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. I bet you were afraid you'd be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. There we can reveal the details of Makoto's crime. So they really are convinced I did it, but... I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. But then who is the killer? I know. The one who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us? Yup, certainly is.
Is everyone here? Okay then.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
You know what they should have done? If it's a courtroom, they should have put Judge Judy down there. That'd be, like, scarier than Monokuma, honestly. Do we just go down, or what? I guess I have no choice but to get on this elevator.
Well, then.
Lift. Let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea.
Hey,
Are you scared? You know, scared isn't quite right.
Makoto.
I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mysteries surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. In Sayaka's honor, I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice to try and give myself courage, I turned trembling with anticipation toward the elevator lift. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator when I finally stepped on. Lift. The doors closed and the elevator started to move. Lift! Why the fuck do they keep saying elevator? Jesus Christ. Class, please. Good lord. The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds toward the school's basement. Uh-oh. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes. Rather than that, is it more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. Lift. You finally arrived! What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right?
Shit.
Not even close. It's total shit.
Well now.
Okay, everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. True assigned seats. Hurry up now, hurry up. I better get next to Celeste. We did what he said and found our seats. Oh, I'm not next to Celeste. Hifumi, fuck off. That's like the last person I'd want to be saddled next to. Shit. Seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else, which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and ease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. New overlay? Oh god. Thank you, Madara, I'm a fucking twat. And so the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. I totally forgot I have to, like, transfer. Like, when you're in OBS, there's this option where you have to transition the screen to something else, if you know what I mean. And it's like, I forget to do that sometimes, so thank you for the reminder. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Oh boy. Do you want to save data? Yeah. How you doing, Madara? Thank you for coming, by the way. Good to see you. Hopefully you're well. Set skills. Do I have any skills? Yeah. I only have 10 SP. Steadies your aim a little. Okay. What else do I got? What is that? Increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battle. Maybe I should do that. Steadies your aim a little. Well, I might as well put both these on, hadn't I? Right. Not that it's gonna help very much. Right. Oh, I've been working a lot recently, but all's well. I still can't get work.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the
I
class
applied
trial.
it at PetSmart, but they haven't gotten back to me
your
yet, of
votes
course.
will determine the results. If you
Glad
can
to hear you're
figure
doing well,
out
though.
who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
See, the most dodgy part about this is mutual execution of everybody besides the murderer.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Right, so I'm probably gonna fuck this up really, really, really bad.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
See, in V3, when I played it, I had no idea what the fuck was happening, but in this one I have a better idea of how shit went down, so maybe it'll be a bit easier.
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick?
Am I single? Yes.
What's going on with those pictures?
Oh, I see.
I'd feel awful
Feels
if they
bad,
got
man.
left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat?
God, I love her voice. Good
There
lord.
were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started.
Oh yeah, so by the way, there's gonna be like no voice acting in between the trial until the next chapter, because I don't voice the trials typically until they're over. Gonna see what I can do for you for Sekiro. I get paid Thursday and should be able to give you something. Dude, no problem, seriously. It's just there if people want to. Like,
First
I don't
up
want
is
to...
the case summary.
I don't want to
Now,
pressure people, so I was
let the
hesitant to
class
put it up.
trial begin.
So I went on Twitter and I asked if people would mind if I set one up, because I'm a broke asshole, right? But it's like, I don't expect other people to give me shit. I'm here to entertain you guys. I'm not here to beg for shit. So it's like, I felt really self-conscious about putting that up. Because I don't want to give off the impression that I'm here to mooch off people or to fucking beg for shit, because I hate that. It's about to begin, the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. But because I started doing emote commissions, Noir and, Emery were kind enough to donate for me, so that was really cool. And I'm getting better at doing emotes, and I should have a new one coming, because I replaced my Gasm emote, but I put the old one in FFZ, so it's still usable. So if you like Mifa more, it's like it's still gonna be there to use. But I replaced it with the Zelda one, and it came out fucking amazing, so I hope people really like it. I put a lot of time and detail into it. I spent like 6 or 7 hours on it. Because this isn't just about me, everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Abso-fucking-lutely! Might need a bit of a refresher. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. See, I'm not as worried about this as I am about the rhythm shit. The rhythm shit might fuck me up quite a bit, so... Like I said, I've never played 1 and 2, so like I have no idea how they actually play for myself. You know what I mean? It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim, then fire with the triangle button, but they're not always relevant, are they? Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Also, so before we continue, my grandfather and my dad and his girlfriend are out at the shops getting groceries, so I may have to take a bit of an intermission so I can help carry shit in. So I'm just putting that forth right now. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. Yeah. What's up, D? Thank you for the lurk, Sunshine. How you doing? If you press the options button during these arguments, you can review the controls, which I'll need to do. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright. Let's see how bad I fucked this up. Evidence of a struggle. Okay. Is that gonna be my only
I
bullet?
assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that part already.
Forehead.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
Yes.
In the bathroom.
Yes.
So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
I really shouldn't laugh at that, but
that's wrong.
taken by surprise in the bathroom is fucking hilarious. I don't care. Even though there's a dead corpse of my friend, that's
Just
still
a second,
pretty funny shit.
Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked.
Oh yeah, also let me know if audio's okay, because I'm not sure if it is or not, but it should be, I think.
With the way things have
Because I'm
been
wearing a
damaged,
headset, so I
I
don't know.
think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
These 2D characters look hilarious. I love the art style of these games. It's so fucking amazing, honestly. I was actually looking at a
struggle?
fan-made Danganronpa
Between
earlier,
who
and they
and
did a really
who?
good job. Some of the voices were a bit weird, but like the character designs, like by appearance,
Between
are really,
Sayaka and the killer,
really spot
of
on.
course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
No.
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide.
I would agree with
The
that.
killer followed her in.
That's
and
why there's sword
where
marks
they
all over
finished
my
the job.
bedspread and my fucking wallpaper.
That much should have been obvious after taking one
Asshole
look at the
fucked up
scene.
my room, whoever
It
it
shouldn't
was.
even need explaining.
Gonna need Monokuma to go in and remodel
Sorry.
it. But I made a joke last time that now Makoto will be
Okay,
able to
so
stay in
what's
Sayaka's
next?
room and smell her bed sheets like a fucking freak.
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
God, his voice. I don't think I can do that spot on. We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. The kitchen knife that's in her fucking abdomen, you twat! What? Come on. Yeah, kitchen knife set. Like, what the fuck? That's retarded. That's the dumbest thing he said yet. We
So
need to
what was
determine
used to
what
kill her?
killed her. I don't know. Maybe the
Was
knife
some
in her
kind of
fucking
sharp
stomach?
object thrust into her stomach.
Yeah,
Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
yeah.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him. How could anyone do something like that? That son of a bitch!
Am I supposed to argue that with kitchen knife? Because the object that was thrust into Sayaka's stomach was almost certainly the knife that disappeared from a certain location.
So what was used to kill her?
I have to contradict him saying it was a
Some kind
random
of
knife
sharp
with a
object
kitchen
thrust
knife?
into her stomach.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
Oh yeah,
that
that's
is
right,
the murder
because
weapon.
that comes into play later.
So the killer used
Because
some
we have to
random
determine
knife
where they got the knife from later, so I guess that makes sense.
wrong.
Fair enough.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Looks at knife. I do believe this to be a knife. Yeah, 200 IQ, Makoto. That's why you're the protagonist of this shitty fucking game. Congratulations.
Huh?
Bryce
A kitchen
Papenbrook.
knife?
After
Yeah,
the
a
murder,
kitchen knife.
we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means
Well,
that knife must be the
Me and
murder
Aoi
weapon.
did, nobody else did.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Uh-huh, which is how we knew it was a knife.
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
What do you mean if you look real close? Look at the handle.
Okay, so the
not
murder
like a
weapon was a
pocket knife, is
kitchen
it?
knife, but where does that get us?
Come on.
I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right.
Yeah, you would say that, Leon.
Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
See, Leon looks so edgy and super fucking jelly because the
Hold
other
on a
Leon
second.
from Resident Evil is a
I'm-
lot cooler than he is.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments.
Could this
Otherwise,
Leon
what's
martial
the point
arts
of the
kick
trial?
zombies in the face? I don't think so. The other Leon can.
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
This doucher is just jelly.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
Look at her, she's so stoic, she's like, I'm not gonna respond because you're an absolute retard and it's not worth my time. She's right, there's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yes, please. Am I gonna fuck it up? Yes, almost certainly. Look how cute Celeste is, seriously. You can concentrate by holding down the R1 button. Yeah, let's tell you that now, after you've already done 3 non-stop debates. Cheers, game, thanks. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. I see. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest, no need to rush. Except for the fact that you'll all die within a 5-minute time period if you don't get the correct answer. That part's a little bit, maybe. Well then, good luck and have fun, yeah. Have fun trying not to die. Awesome. Thanks. Howie's account. It's a lot easier when you have 1 bullet instead of like 5 that don't make
So
any
I guess there's no
sense to
question that the
sort through.
kitchen knife was the murder weapon.
Yeah.
But where does that get us?
Well, you could kill her and then stab it in her stomach, and it could not be the murder weapon.
The kitchen, right? He did it in secret when nobody was in the dining hall.
Wait a minute.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah. Because Owie was in the kitchen. She was in the dining hall.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Brownie over there can be my witness.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Poor girl, she's so fucking stupid she can't even speak correctly, so she has to stutter.
Well, what if I have a
almost feel
witness?
bad. Almost.
What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Don't me, bitch! My life is on the line, dumbass!
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Don't fucking me! Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
But what if she lied about that? She could easily fuck me
And
over.
at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, let me reiterate. My life is on the line, so you might want to rephrase from I don't think so to nah, you definitely fucking weren't. I would have seen your bitch cuck beta ass had you come into it. You definitely weren't there.
You don't think so?
Uh-huh, see? Byakuya is smart, Owie dumb.
No, he definitely wasn't there.
That's better.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall.
I still prefer the way
but
I
wasn't
phrased
there
it, but
the
that's
entire
good
time.
too. That's okay.
In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this?
What about ultimate psychokinesis?
What if the
What if
idiot
he's lying
swimmer
about his
girl and
fucking talent?
Mikoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
That's a good thought.
Idiot swimmer girl! Oh, and more importantly...
She's not wrong.
Why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
I am not a teddy bear.
So you ask, and so I shall answer.
Oh, I see. He doesn't pay any mind to it this time, does he?
Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
I love the way the word killing is said there, where he's like, killing?
So in other
fucking
words,
awesome.
two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
See, honestly, that's what really drew me to this game. The fact that it was like a maniacal teddy bear, just like something that like looks completely like unsinister, and then it's like actually really
Then
fucked
there's
up.
no way anyone would work together, right?
Oh no, it's really cool. Yeah, you thought she was a jogger or some shit? You're pretty close. She's the ultimate swimming pro, so she's like an athlete.
But what if they did
So you're
work
pretty in the
together,
ballpark.
and they just didn't know about the rule?
I like to do that with Danganronpa too before I actually meet the characters, so I like to guess what their talents are.
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this
Like,
case!
When I was trying to guess Kaito's talent in V3, my buddy was trying to like get me to have an idea without telling me what it was. And he's like, space. And I was like, astrology? Astrologist? And he's like, no. I'm like, astronomer? And he's like, no. And I'm like, what? And he's like, think shorter word. And I was like, shorter word? What? And then like after 5 minutes, I'm like, he's a fucking astronaut, isn't he? And my friend's like,
Oops! Did I say that out
It honestly
loud?
was. It was hilarious. Like, you have
Anyway,
no idea how stupid I felt that
didn't
day.
go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife.
I actually went to dining hall so I could get a fucking baguette.
So I'm
But I
not the
didn't
killer.
take the knife. I didn't kill anybody.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
Dude, she's too stupid to plot a murder.
No, no way! I swear it wasn't me!
Yeah, I believe you. You're too dumb.
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
Sure, but can you take your top off for me real quick?
I can.
Fucking weird ass.
That's right! Sakura was with
Yeah,
me
said
the entire
everything
time
but
I was
astronaut,
drinking my
exactly.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
What's up, baby? That's me.
Right.
He's like, okay.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Yes.
Just spit it out already.
Yes.
I stayed in
Look
Hina's
at Mondo,
room
he
last
looks like a
night.
Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's character. Tell me I'm wrong.
I got so
Looks
scared
like a
thanks to
JoJo
those
character
creepy
fucking
videos.
escaped.
I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
Just because you cover for each other doesn't mean you'd have an alibi. That's dumb. That doesn't make any sense.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room.
Hear that, Celeste? Me and you later. Alright?
So,
Alright.
I don't think that's a problem.
Looks like the guy Akuma from Street Fighter. I don't remember Street Fighter. I was really into Tekken
It
as
is
a
a
kid. I played
problem!
Tekken a lot. I
A
was
boy
pretty
and a
fucking good
girl
at it,
spending
too.
the night together? It's unwholesome!
Assuming her gender. Taka, Ultimate Moral Compass, 2019.
But
He's
I'm
gonna
a
get
girl.
crucified. He will. Seriously.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Possibility.
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
I love giving
One
her
other
that
person
voice.
did
Fucking
come to the
hilarious.
dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Wait, Mondo looks like the guy Akuma from Street Fighter, but the giant buff chick in a sailor uniform doesn't? Okay.
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Someone who's not here. Are you talking about...
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Yeah, dumb bitch probably slipped on a banana peel and stabbed herself. That's probably how it happened. Though I don't know how her wrist got broken. Maybe she slipped, broke her wrist, fell on the knife, and then stabbed herself. I think I got it. Sayaka? No, it's just bullshit. I'm fucking bullshitting. Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was Monokuma! No, I'm
I
kidding.
got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
Stab somebody.
That's the only
Dude, I swear to God, if I ever
possibility.
stab anybody, that's the noise I'm gonna make right before I do it. I swear to God.
And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual.
Can you imagine how hilarious that would be, being a serial killer and, like, the first thing you do, like, the thing you're known for, before you kill your victims, is going poo-hoo-hoo-hoo, and then
When she
stabbing
came
people?
into the dining
That'd be
hall,
fucking
she
hysterical,
didn't even
wouldn't it?
look at us.
Nobody would take
She
you
just went
seriously.
straight to the kitchen.
Like, yeah, the guy came up and stabbed him and went poo-hoo-hoo-hoo before he did it, like, he laughed. And the police would be like, dude, we really don't have time for this
As
shit.
she
Like,
left,
this is for
she
serious
said she
inquiry.
just wanted a drink of water. But most likely,
She could've got a drink of water from her fucking room.
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself!
From the sink that was in there. That's a bad excuse. Gonna go
I'm
make
sure-
your plate? What are you having?
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
What are you having for dinner? I had hamburgers
So
last
you're
night, 'cause
saying
I'm
the
full
knife
tone as
she
fuck.
took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it?
Yes.
In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
That's true.
What?
What?
See? He did do it after all!
Why is she blushing like
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction?
that? Also, I don't know why his tie has an arrow on it pointing upward. I don't know if that's like a reference to a comic or something.
You possess a most terrifying talent.
I'm assuming it is. Chicken, rice, and green beans, and I had cheeseburgers last night. Interesting. See, my aunt used to make me chicken and rice, and it made me throw up. So, the way she'd punish me whenever I was over at her house and I did something wrong, is she would make me eat chicken and rice and make me throw up. like on purpose. It was kind of fucked up when you think about it, but... Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer.
Yeah, so she
wouldn't
used
you
to
say?
punish me by making me chicken and rice and forcing me to eat it.
Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Thanks, Kyoko.
Bewildering?
Maybe you can come
What
over
the
to
hell
my
are you
room
talking
later.
about?
Well, not my room. My room is fucked up. Come over to Sayaka's room. It smells really nice. Says Makoto, because he sniffs her bed sheets like a fucking weird.
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
No. First Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Something was missing from the room that should have been there? What should have been there? As things advance further in a class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. By the way, I'm not looking forward to Hangman in Danganronpa 2, because it looks really fucking complex. And I'll probably screw it up really bad. Use the left stick to aim and then press the triangle button to shoot the desired letters. I think I like V3's Hangman stuff the most, honestly. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. Great. If this gauge reaches 0, or if you run out of time, you'll die. Well then, good luck and have fun, trying to not die. Something that should have been at the scene but wasn't. We can just figure out what that something is. I have no idea. Replica sword, maybe? I have no idea. H what? Oh, hair.
Now I understand.
Now I understand. Good thing I'm good at Hangman, man. Oof. That could have been bad.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
Oh, something that should have been there, yeah.
So,
okay, fair enough.
The culprit removed some evidence?
I understand.
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room?
What? Why would you need to get rid of all your own hair in your own room if you killed somebody in your room? So you could fuck everybody around. What if you were actually the killer? That's the first thing you'd do. What?
It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
No, it wouldn't, but if you removed it with a lint roller, people couldn't tie you to the crime at all. That'd be a great way to cover your tracks. What the fuck?
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
And the potential killer, so you can't figure out who it is by their hair color. They don't have DNA scanners. It's not hard. Come on, man.
That makes sense, does it not?
Yes, but it also makes sense a different way, you stupid porcelain bitch.
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Okay, say you were Makoto and you actually did kill Sayaka, and you found the knife outside of Aoi's alibi, right? I mean, she did say it went missing while she was in the dining hall, and she did say the only person that came there besides her was Sayaka. But like Byakuya said, oh, just because she took the knife doesn't mean that you couldn't have killed her yourself, because it was in your room still. And there was evidence of a struggle, so you still could have killed her with the knife that she took, right? Okay, so if we're on that path of thinking, if you were Makoto and you did kill Sayaka with the knife, you'd have every reason to fucking take a lint roller through your own room to destroy any trace of evidence that ties you to the crime. That still makes perfect sense. And no, just because Kyoko says, oh, you'd have to do something about the body itself, no, that's not necessarily true. You could leave the body in there just to point it toward you, and then refute everybody's claims by using Aoi's alibi and steering them in the wrong direction. And that would throw off the whole investigation entirely. This is fucking stupid. It still makes sense to fucking use the lint roller through your own room.
Yes, very true, very true.
I'm Naegi over here calling bullshit, because that still doesn't make sense.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Exactly, so if Makoto had been the killer, he would have done the same thing that the real killer would have done anyway, if he was smart.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
But that doesn't mean that that couldn't possibly be the case still. That's retarded.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
Okay.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Same.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene?
I knew my door was fucked up, yeah, I knew it had to open a certain way, but that doesn't mean that I couldn't have broke into it myself to try and make it look like it was somebody else that didn't know about the door!
Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Although I did tell Sayaka how the door worked, so I can see her line of reasoning when it comes to that.
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
Took her from behind in the bathroom.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom.
Or you could have just made it look like you had trouble getting into the bathroom.
There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
The doorknob being fucked, but that doesn't mean I couldn't have fucked the doorknob myself on purpose to throw people off even more. Come on, man. Killer struggle getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves it is the object the killer broke. Doorknob. Door frame? Is it door frame or doorknob? I don't know. This? Didn't the door frame also get broken, as well as the doorknob? Because the door itself was broke off the hinge, right? So how would you...
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom.
See, I thought it was the doorknob, and then I remembered the door frame. I was like, is it doorknob or door frame? Could be either one. That's dumb.
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken.
As was the frame.
See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Yeah, if only Sayaka went unscrewed. Poor girl got taken from behind in the bathroom. By surprise.
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
Dickhead. It means the door was fucked.
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
See, that would be the perfect cover, man! Makoto could have easily done this himself. But how would he have known that she had the knife? That's fair, I guess.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room?
Uh-huh.
But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
I love how condescending she is, but she's like really casual about it. She's like, man, you are so fucking retarded. But if I need to expend my time explaining to a simpleton ginger like yourself, okay. Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yes fucking please. You missed some shit, Madara. From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate, which fucks you over in V3 like a son of a bitch because the game is vague as shit, and it has back-ass thinking that makes no fucking sense at the time. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions, but in V3 some of that shit makes 0 fucking sense. Well then, good luck and have fun. Well then. That's like the 4th time it's told me to have good luck and have fun. Trying to not die. Alright, bathroom door frame. Doesn't mean I couldn't have also broken the frame. That's
the incident took place in Makoto's room.
Could have also broken the frame.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Yes, I agree with that.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Yes.
Then the killer ran after her.
From behind.
And they got into the
By
bathroom.
surprise from behind. R.I.P. English.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Yeah.
Because Sayaka had locked it.
Yeah?
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
Yeah.
To finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
Yeah.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto?
What am I refuting?
Admit it! We already know the answer.
What am I refuting here? It's not because the door was locked. No, there's a different reason entirely.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
Oh, it's because the door didn't fit the frame quite right.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
So I think I have to refute
She
what
then
Leon
fled
says
into
about
the
the
bathroom.
locked door, because the door wasn't actually locked.
Then the killer ran
the killer
after
assumed
her.
it was locked because the door wouldn't open.
And they got into the
Is that what it
bathroom.
is? So he actually has this shit wrong.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
Yeah?
No, that's wrong.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Fair enough.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walking bathrooms, right?
Yeah, so why would you say that the door is locked? Because that was actually in my room. Sayaka stayed in my room. So if he assumed the door was locked right there, he just sealed it right there, didn't he? Because if only the girls' room have locks on them...
Yes, now that
I
you
know the
mention
nameplates
it,
were switched,
that
but I
is
don't know
true.
how they were switched.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it didn't fit
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Could just kick the fucking door in like a badass. Rooms are soundproof.
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right.
Although I don't know how thick the doors are, so I can't really say that.
Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup. True as true can be.
Nope, you're the killer, Makoto. I know it, because I'm Monokuma. I could kill you all right now.
But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door... That's not lucky at all!
That's because you're a cheapskate little fucking plushy fuck.
So the
and you
reason the
didn't
door
pay
didn't
for a good
open was
door
just
for me,
because it
you're
was
an asshole.
stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
Exactly.
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
Exactly.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The nameplate's being switched, like I thought. The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked, so they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime that they didn't know was... the crime took place in my room.
I got it!
Because if it
Killer
would have taken
must
place
not have
inside the room,
realized
they
that
would've
it
known
was
the
my
door could
room.
lock.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
Yeah, because the bitch switched the nameplates.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Thanks,
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Sorry, I'm not talking
Regardless,
much. I don't
it
want
was
to
a
talk over the
pointless
characters.
act.
If I can
Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
Or you could have broke it on purpose to further frame somebody else.
That is a definite possibility.
Possibility, yes, but you could have broken the door yourself on purpose just to deceive people even further, which would be perfect for this.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
Somebody else?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
But
Stop
what
that.
happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
We all die.
Well then, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, I'd do it right now, because I know who did it.
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Although, to be fair, I already know how
Does
the game
no
goes,
one
and I
have
know who
any
all the
other
murderers
thoughts
are,
or
so it's not really fair,
questions?
is it?
It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Is it what time the nearest donut shop is open, by any chance?
Oh, you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
Yeah, she does, because you're a fucking idiot.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so,
Yeah, way to start it off.
well,
Well done.
I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Oh yeah, you know what? That is a good question. You know what? That is very valid.
Yes.
Because the door would have been locked,
How
hadn't
did
it?
the killer get inside?
Fair question, you know what? I
Maybe
prejudged her.
Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
Very unlikely, but it is possible.
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Yeah, seems way too convenient.
Then
It's possible, but it's very
Maybe
unlikely.
someone picked the lock?
Nah, locks can't be picked.
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
See, I remember stupid shit, but I don't remember
How about
important shit.
this? The killer got in the easy way.
They used, what, debug mode and fucking flew through the wall? What are you
They
getting at?
could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
Sounds like somebody doesn't see a good fucking barber with that
Hello?
haircut, you weird
Why
ass.
exactly can't that be it?
He looks like a fat hamster, honestly. Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because... What, switching rooms? Yeah?
I
Oh,
got
see,
it!
present key item. Fair enough.
Because
I don't know
Sayaka
shapes.
was
I
already
pressed
scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Yeah, so why would she have let somebody in voluntarily? That's dumb. Same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Yeah.
Huh?
Huh?
Well, what the hell is that supposed to
Oh
mean?
yeah, so the next Danganronpa...
Why would she lie
I think
about
when
something
I play
like that?
Danganronpa 2, I'm gonna have a shot every time they say the word huh. Like, if the character is thinking to themselves, like they're investigating something, and they go, huh? Like they notice something weird, that won't be a shot. But every time they say, huh? Like audibly, it's going to be a shot.
I know you don't want to consider
I
it.
think. Maybe
but
a
look
half
at
shot,
this
because I
and
might
tell
fucking
me.
kill myself.
Can you still deny the possibility?
Not TOS Twitch, I mean, you know, like hypothetically, like, accidentally. There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay? But when I looked at the notepads in the rooms, it said there was nothing there. Okay.
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil.
How would you know to do that?
And these are the words that appeared.
Although I guess, you know, okay, it does make sense.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows.
On detective shows?
When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words.
Yep.
When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes.
Unless you write really fucking softly and you can do cursive or some shit. I don't think you'd be able to fucking print that.
Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Yeah, that is an important detail, because if it would have come from Sayaka's room, that would have, made me look really weird.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
And if we switched rooms, that couldn't have possibly been me.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single
Although,
night.
I guess I could have wrote that before we switched rooms. That's possible.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But...
Goddamn, he sounds like such a little bitch.
Of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Doesn't mean I couldn't have forged it.
Then that note... Sayaka wrote it? But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely
This
her
first trial
way
was
of getting
actually
in
kinda
touch
fucked
with
up.
a certain someone.
In a way.
She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
A bent fella, maybe?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
Nobody would fucking come within 5 feet of you.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note?
Except me, but, like, I'm not here because I want to be, so, you know. I'd rather be next to Celeste. Leon's a lucky fuck right now. So's Byakuya.
And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Absolutely.
Very well then. Pay attention.
Oh, do I have to refute her now? Is that what it is? Do I have to argue against my waifu? Go on nameplates, okay.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yes.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to,
Yes.
it specifically says, my room.
Yes.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Yes.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection
She
to
switched
what
the
happened.
nameplate, so...
It certainly would
Sayaka's
seem
nameplate
that
would have
way.
actually been on my room. Killer went to my room instead of Sayaka's, and the reason for that is it has to be because of what got switched between me and Sayaka's rooms.
Sayaka and
Yes, the
Makoto
nameplate.
switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place
Because
they were
if
asked
Sayaka
to
had
come
left her
to,
nameplate on her room,
it
they would
specifically
have came and
says,
knocked on the
my
door and it would
room.
have been me there.
I see.
So,
So if someone read
Yeah.
that note, then they would
oh
have
my
gone
god,
to
they give you
Sayaka's
10
room.
minutes of time? Fuck me, dude.
Exactly. The room that Makoto
That is
was...
fucking ridiculous that they give you that
No,
much time.
that's
It's
wrong.
like 5 minutes in the other room. 10 minutes is way too much.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
Exactly.
They got switched?
Yeast.
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's
This is
name.
actually a really sick murder setup. I really like
And the
this one.
nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Yes.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka
Exactly,
was.
because if the nameplates hadn't have been switched, they would have arrived at Sayaka's actual room that I was staying in for that night.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right.
Right? Okay, then who did it?
Sayaka herself. There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The only other person who knew we had switched rooms is Sayaka.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
Yep. There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the
She
wrong room,
specifically
okay?
tells the reader to check the nameplate.
Yep.
She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
Oh, yeah, that's a very fair point.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
Because she's a shady, dodgy bitch.
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
I don't know, maybe because they were put in a situation to kill one of their friends by a maniacal fucking 2-foot-tall teddy bear. Maybe that's it.
We first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably...
Don't say she got taken by surprise from behind in the bathroom.
Whoever
please.
she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
Yes.
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Well, yes, we have evidence of that because there were scratch marks on the sheath.
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
Yes, because there was a literally gold fucking
How the hell
thing
could
on
you
her hand.
possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Because there's evidence of it. The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt. Sayaka's wrist. Where is it? Boom.
I got it!
Yup.
All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear.
Although you could have broke her wrist yourself and then put the gold dust there, just so people would assume it was done with the sheath.
Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
And then you could have washed it off of your hands.
Is that gold?
No.
It sure is. Specifically, the
Oh wait, it's
gold
actual
coating
gold?
from the replica sword.
That's the case. You should keep that sword just in case you get out of here. You might be able to sell it for a pretty penny.
You barely have to touch that
Pretty
stuff,
monocoin.
and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
Kiyotaka smart.
I see. And so the truth draws ever
I may wear
closer.
glasses, but I'm a complete fucking idiot.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this
And then
mystery.
Hiro chimes in. Thanks. Sorry, buddy. What happened in my room, and what led to Sayaka's death, that's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Great! Yes, please. Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? They're easier in this game by far. Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. Ah, okay, now it's gonna be just like the other ones. But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. You can press the L1 button to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire. Press and release the L1 button to cycle through each bullet. Or you can hold down the L1 button and then use the left stick to select a specific bullet. Okay. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. Ah, I see. Okay, that's how the difficulty works. Fair enough. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Uh-oh. Thanks. Screwing me over. Awesome. It's gonna be set to mean this time, by the way. Have fun. It has to be the sword sheath, right? Because it has scratch marks on it.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword.
Yeah.
And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
Yeah!
No, that's wrong!
Because the sheath had scratch marks on it, didn't it? Yeah. Look at me, smart as fuck.
Actually, no.
On mean difficulty, and I
think the
didn't even
fight
have to wait a
started
full
with the
cycle.
sword.
Didn't even have to think.
Huh? Why not?
Because the sword
has
sheath
scratch
had been
marks.
scratched.
Yeah.
See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
There's a gash in it, referring to Sayaka.
Something
Lol.
sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead! Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
Speaking of slow down, I'm gonna go for a piss break real quick, so I'll be back in a minute. See you all very shortly. Again, I'm having a lot of Coca-Cola. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, sorry about that. I should have this done within the next half hour, I think, for the trial, not including the execution, so. There we are.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath.
Exactly.
If you are going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Well, it's not useless because Sayaka's wrist got broken with it, so it's not useless at all, is it?
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
It was scratched with something sharp.
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Yep.
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
And we've already established that Sayaka took the knife from the kitchen herself, haven't we?
I think I get it! So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening.
No.
So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too.
No.
Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What?
I don't either.
How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Part of her body that shows she never used the sword. That'd be your hands, right? If you wanted to use a sword, which part of your body would have to touch it? The palms, yeah.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Because we used the glittery shit on her wrist earlier. One touch on it and it'll get stuck
Like
to
I
you.
said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
No, the water isn't on at nighttime.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Yes.
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because there's a certain regulation that talks about what happens to the bathrooms at nighttime. The water was off.
I got it!
See, in this game,
According
the
to the
logic is so
Monokuma
much
file,
simpler.
Sayaka's time of death was
And
around
the other ones are a lot
1:30
less
a.m.
vague, but, like, I can understand how they'd need to be a bit vague for it to be a bit of a thinking exercise, but sometimes it's too vague to the point where shit doesn't make any fucking sense, and you just have to barrel through blindly with like 10 different options, and it's really fucking annoying.
In other words,
Especially
at
when their
nighttime,
logic is like ass backwards.
and the water in the bathroom shuts off at
Because
nighttime,
in Trial 3,
right?
there's a certain thing that should lead to another thing, but the other thing leads to the thing before it. So, like, the thinking is backwards instead of forwards, and it's really confusing. It's fucking stupid in that regard.
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Oh my.
Is that a good oh my or a bad oh my?
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult, obviously.
Yeah, seriously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword.
Yes.
But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
Sayaka herself. The one who damaged the sheath would have had to have been the one without the sword.
I got it!
You fucking idiot.
Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
Oh my god, we established this earlier.
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Yes.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Miss Maizono!
Sayaka?
Yeah?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
Nope.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Yep. What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation,
Indeed. These
Yeah,
are
it's
all
safe to
the
assume that
actions
she was
of an
trying to commit a
assailant.
murder herself, yes.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms
Was to pin the crime on me.
was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Yes.
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
I'm sorry, I had to screenshot that. Holy shit, that's fucking funny. Sayaka wanted to... on me? Look at Kyoko, she's finding it funny.
That would also
Smiling to
explain why
herself.
she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying.
Yep.
And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto.
Yep.
But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret.
Yep.
If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior.
That's a good point, Byakuya. He's very astute.
I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Uh-huh. She knew I was a little beta bitch.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation.
Yeah, emphasis on was.
A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
She would have had to have for this whole thing to go down as it did.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife,
Don't
then
fuck with
found herself
Hatsune
under
Miku,
attack
I mean,
in turn.
not Hatsune Miku.
That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Still here, no problem,
Just
dude.
hold on! That can't be true!
I'm just talking bullshit anyway, so if you have something more important to do, feel free.
Hey, hey!
I'm just a
You
fucking
guys
idiot,
have totally derailed the argument.
Have we, though?
You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Yeah, but if our time limit is when you get bored, you could just immediately say, I'm bored, I don't want to do this, you're all dead.
Oh
and no
yeah,
entertainment.
we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery.
Yeah, well, with your help,
If we
I can't
can't
possibly
uncover
go
who
wrong,
murdered
can I?
Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Maybe I can. I don't know. Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. Or is there? I have no idea what the context is, so this might be bad. Ah, dying message, yes.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, that's wrong.
Yep, that's a clue. Nice. That was easy. Easier than I
There
thought it'd
still
be.
might be one clue left.
This game is
Sayaka's
far
dying
easier
message.
than V3. V3 is like so much more like convoluted and vague and less direct.
Dining, wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Must be.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Yes, because she has blood on her index finger alone. There's no question that Sayaka wrote that message, and I can prove it. Left index
I
finger.
got it! Her left index finger had blood on it.
Yep.
That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
Yep.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Yep.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still... What the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
so if you look very, very carefully, you can see in between the two ones, quote-unquote, that there's a line that's kind of faded out a little bit.
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Right.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What? What?
No, it's just, look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Wow, cheers, Mondo.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited.
So, like I said, I think the thing I'm most worried about, and probably where I'll fail this, is the BTB, unless it's not as complicated as I think it is, but it looks really complex, so I might fuck that up really bad.
But even if that really is an N,
So just a,
N037 doesn't make any more sense
just
than
a self-defense warning that, like, if I'm gonna fuck any part of the trials up in this game, I think it's gonna be that. 2 might be a little bit more rough, I think, but... Damn it, it's no use. I just don't know. I can't read.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Huh? Rotate it? I think maybe I see something.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh?
Forehead.
You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
Yeah. But you can
Whose
read,
name
right?
did she write?
Sayaka's dying message reveals the real killer's name. If you turn your message 180 degrees, it should become crystal clear, unless you can't read. Or you fuck. The idea.
Here's my answer.
What's up, bitch?
The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees.
Uh-huh.
If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
What?
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence.
Now see, he could have noticed it and scrubbed it off the wall, but he's a twat. Although I suppose there was no water. That's fair, I guess.
It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it.
Yeah, it's not random. She wrote it on purpose, and she positioned herself to block it.
In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were.
Yep.
And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
Yep.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
See, like her body positioning, there's no way she could have wrote it the other way unless she was turned around.
If you're not the killer, then why did you
Based
try
on
to
her
destroy the
position.
evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
The evidence that Leon tried to get rid of? That thing I found on the ground in front of the incinerator, right? The burnt shirt piece?
I got it!
Yeah.
You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed
How did she know I
Sayaka, they
found
must
that,
have
though?
gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah.
Also,
I mean,
where did he get a new
Leon's
shirt?
not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Accessibility,
Are you
perhaps?
finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it you need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. Oh. It wouldn't be when, would it? Maybe?
Shoot!
Okay. Fair enough. Where? No, how?
I got it!
Okay. I was gonna say, where wouldn't make any sense.
Closely at how the
That
shirt
was my
was
first fuck up
disposed
this
of.
trial, holy shit.
We should be able to figure out who the killer
Aside
is.
from the door frame, but the door frame and the doorknob were both fucked.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right?
God, his voice sounds familiar now that I think about it, but I can't
And
put my finger on
obviously,
it.
you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You'd need the key to get in. And the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, what? No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. And that's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer. It's gonna be the glass ball, isn't it? Throw it to hit the button. Although how they throw it through the gate, I have no fucking idea. Because it didn't look like the bars were separated enough to allow
The
that
key
kind
to
of a
the
thing.
trash room.
Yeah.
Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only
Yeah, I don't
one
agree
who
with- I
could get to
do
the
agree with that.
incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
Yeah.
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator.
In order to
no,
destroy the evidence.
No, that's wrong.
Not necessarily. You could throw the ball at it, and that's how you get access to it.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator,
Which is why they had to
could
throw
you?
the ball through the gate to hit the switch to go over to the incinerator to destroy the evidence.
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Yeah.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
I'm an idiot, so...
But how would you use it?
Throwing it. Killer had to use the glass ball in a certain way, which was divine with it, yeah. Roll it, throw it.
I
That'd be
got
the
it!
one. Oh, I
The
regained
killer
health
simply
automatically.
took
Oh, that's
aim at
nice.
the incinerator
Don't need a skill
switch
for that in this
and
one?
threw
That's
the
cool.
ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw a gap in the gate?
Yeah, but the gaps are too small, so I don't imagine how they did that.
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
Hifumi had
A
the
ginger
key.
fairy, maybe.
So the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they'd gotten the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
But how would they ball up the shirt and toss it in if they can't get through the gate? Because if they threw the ball through the gate to turn on the incinerator, how the fuck would you throw the shirt through the gate? That makes no sense.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
That makes no sense.
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash
Then
room.
how did they get the shirt into the incinerator? That doesn't make sense.
The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire.
Yes,
If
that
the
all
killer
adds up,
had
but
been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
yes, that's a good point.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small.
Which only could have been done by the ultimate baseball star.
Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
For anybody but you.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
Also, I might fuck up the comic thing, because I think it's very different in this one. Wouldn't have been much of a challenge at all for the killer, because... Ultimate baseball
got
star,
it!
motherfucker.
Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
Yup.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong,
but you
I'm
are,
telling
my
you!
dude. Oh, but you are.
You still won't admit it? Okay,
That's why.
then.
Yeah, that's why. That's why Kodaka wanted to kill off the ginger first.
Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear.
Right, so I think I'm gonna fuck up the comic, and I think I'm gonna fuck up the bullet
And
thing,
with that,
where you have to rhythm
we
game
can end
it.
this.
Because the rhythm game seems very difficult in this one. I've never actually done it myself, so I don't know how difficult it is. It was actually easier than I thought it was
Listen
in
to me!
V3.
What the hell do you
But
mean
I don't know
end
if
this?
this one's gonna be just as easy or harder. I have no fucking idea.
Say what you want, Leon, but all the questions have been answered, and
Because
the
you gotta
truth has
realize
been
that's
revealed.
like the third trial-based game in the series, and there's always a rhythm game to it, so they probably had a lot of time to refine it and think it through better, so I don't know if this one's gonna be easier or harder.
Now here's what happened.
The closing argument is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yes. Please. Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing section and press the X button, holy cow, you'll get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. See, this is shit that Tim missed, and he was struggling on Trial 3 really, really hard. And I was like, I thought if you hovered over the question mark, it would tell you, like, a hint or something. Alright, what is this? My room is the scene of the crime. The incident began when the killer entered. Okay, so... Oh, I see. When the killer entered? Okay. So that would be this one, right? Yep, alright. Oh, and it just scrolls automatically. Okay, I see. What is this? First, when Sayaka attacked the killer with the knife, they noticed something in my room. That would be this one, I think. They used that object to deflect Sayaka's attack, which is why that evidence was damaged. Okay. So that would be... this one, yes. I think. Maybe. What is this? After the killer countered Sayaka's attack with an attack of their own, what did they do next? What? Let's use all the other ones first. I want to see what the context of the other ones are before I use any there. They forced the bathroom door open. The only logical way they could have done that was... with the screwdriver, yeah? After she was stabbed, Sayaka used the last of her strength to leave something behind. That'd be the dying message, wouldn't it? Okay. The killer used an item in my room to help dispose of evidence. That'd be the lint roller, I think. Which is over here. Right? The object the killer threw to activate the incinerator must have been the ball. Yeah. What the killer threw in the incinerator was the shirt. So that'd be this. The piece of evidence left behind in the trash room was... that'd be the piece of burnt shirt. So... let's do this by process of elimination, just so we don't fuck shit up, shall we? Okay, so it's not gonna be this, because that's in this image right here. That's just a close-up version of that image. After the killer countered Sayaka's attack with an attack of their own, what did they do next? Oh, this? Oh, I don't fucking know. Seems how my only option was that other one.
Here's
I think I have this
exactly
right.
what happened.
Maybe.
I think I'd better
Hopefully.
take one more look back at the case from the beginning.
We'll know if I get it wrong if you hear a boink kind of sound, and it's like, shoot! Because Makoto's too much of a bitch
the
to
killer
swear.
went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room.
Yep.
From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them.
Yep. So that's why you don't
She
fuck with
attacked them
Hatsune
with the
Miku,
knife
that's
she'd
exactly
taken from
why.
the kitchen earlier.
Although, how the fuck did she screw up killing this person?
But
That's
then
what I don't
something
understand.
happened that she wasn't
had a
prepared
knife
for.
and they were defenseless until they noticed the sword. She must have had like 50 opportunities to stab this dude, and she missed
They
every
grabbed
single
the
one.
fake sword I
Come
put
on.
in my room and fought back.
I highly doubt that would be the case. Like, if this were to happen in real life.
During the
If
struggle,
you were intent
a
on
strike
murdering
from the
somebody,
sword
I highly doubt
broke
you'd miss a
Sayaka's right
stab
wrist.
like 15 times. Oh, I got it right. Think
And
fuck.
that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife.
This is done so much better in the other games, where it's like in the comic, if you get it wrong, it just goes boink
Finding
and then tosses
herself
it out,
cornered,
and then you have to figure out what
Sayaka
actually
panicked
goes there.
and ran into the
Instead of
bathroom.
reenacting it and like just fucking up what you get wrong and then reenacting it again. Shit like that.
The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing.
Why didn't Sayaka, instead of running to the bathroom, why didn't she run past the killer by like throwing something at him or something and then getting out of the room and then screaming bloody fucking murder banging on everybody else's door? That's what I'd have done.
So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife,
Although, then she would have to admit
And
that she was
stabbed
plotting a murder
Sayaka.
at that point. But she would have lived, at least. But somebody probably would have targeted her next, or something like that.
but with what strength she
Knowing
had
that
remaining,
she's capable of committing the
Sayaka
murder.
left a dying message.
Still, she would have not died like
To
that.
keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her.
Yep.
And with that, all her strength was gone.
Well,
With
yeah,
Sayaka
that's what
dead,
happens if you get
the
stabbed.
killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire
I
area.
think these murders get a lot more elaborate in the other games. Like, Trial 4, or Chapter 4, is one of my favorite, like, chapters of any Danganronpa ever. It's really cool. You'll see what it is if you don't know what it is yet when I play
They
it.
wanted
but
to
it's
make
one of my
sure they got
favorites.
rid of any trace they'd ever
It's so
been there.
fucking cool. Like, the Danganronpa games just get more and more
Afterwards,
elaborate.
the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody
But I
shirt.
think Trial 4 and Chapter 4 of Danganronpa 2 is probably one of the most elaborate setups they've ever come up with. It's fucking insane. It really is.
They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there.
I mean, it's not going to be the same because I know what the trick is behind it. Like, I know what the info
But the
is that you're not
trash room was
supposed to
blocked
notice,
off
but
by an
when
especially
you're
sturdy
blind and you
gate,
don't know what that info
preventing
is,
access
it's
to
fucking
the
insanely cool
incinerator.
when you figure it out.
So they came up with a plan to use Hero's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room.
But I was on the right track when I was
killer
blind
managed to
to
throw the
Danganronpa
ball
2.
through
I
the
just
gap
didn't
in
have
the
it
gate
exactly right.
and hit the incinerator switch.
But I had it pretty well thought out.
For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot.
But the killer of Chapter 4 in Danganronpa 2 is really fucking obvious if you take note of one tiny detail.
And that's
Which
because
I
the
overlooked.
killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which
Yep.
then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they
And the
missed.
title of murderer.
Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't
Right,
notice
so
this.
the last thing I have to
and
do
so
that I'm
left
probably
behind
gonna
a piece
fuck
of
up is the stupid
indisputable
rhythm game,
evidence.
because I don't know how it works in this one. I honestly don't know. I'm probably gonna screw it up really terribly. But I've never played it myself,
Isn't
so
that
unless
right,
it's more simple than I
Leon?
think, I'm probably gonna fuck it up really bad, because it looks really complicated. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of shit that's going on that you focus on, and that I think is
It
gonna
would
fuck me
appear
up quite
that
a bit.
Hero simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt. And that's where you saw it, right?
Why would you try and wash blood out of your shirt instead of just disposing of it altogether? That doesn't make any sense.
Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object, I object, I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge
It's
it!
theories that are pretty well thought out and accurate, I'd say.
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
Am I? I have the evidence? First bullet time battle is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yes, please. This is where I'm gonna fuck up real bad, so I'm just putting that out there right now. Let me pay real close attention to this. Sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. We like to refer to this as the bullet time battle. Okay. During the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm. Wait, destroy the statements? Does that mean like press triangle or press X? Because I know it's one of the buttons to lock on, but I don't know what it is. Match your button presses with the tempo marker. What? As they move across the screen and reach the center. So do I just alternate buttons or what? Like, press the X button to lock onto an opponent's statement. Okay. Destroy the statements you've locked onto with the triangle button as the tempo marker reaches the center. So do I press X in the middle of the thing and then press triangle when each white dot hits the center? Is that what it is? Use this method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get a tempo down situation. Okay. When the tempo changes, so does the timing for hitting each button. So watch out for that. Deal enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot statement will appear. Okay. At that point, you can press the triangle button to shoot it down with a truth bullet like any other statement. Alright? Refute their statement fast enough and you'll come out victorious, but just like before, if your influence gauge reaches 0 or you run out of time, you fail. Right, let me pause this real quick, because I think I gotta bring in groceries. So I'll be back in like 10 minutes or so. And then we'll do the BTB and finish up this chapter, I think. So I'll see you in a bit. Sorry, I'll be back in just a second. I'm really sorry about this. Apologies for that. I was putting away groceries. Okay. Am I gonna fuck this up? Yes. Oh, my controller died. I gotta turn it back on. Whoops.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
They used something of their own to remove the screws? Could it have been...
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! Stupid, 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 stupid!
I like how they put no spaces. That's really clever. I have to show indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. Well, we know he is. Based on everything else. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Oh, shit. Alright, so X triangle?
Where's your proof? You kidding me?
Oh, I alternate them.
Not
okay.
a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance!
Okay, this
Stupid.
isn't good.
You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me!
Okay, that was really off for them.
Stupid!
That was really, really, really
Where's
off
your
for
proof?
This should prove it.
That was a little bit difficult, I'm not gonna lie. When it tempo upped, it was like really out of sync, so I had to like
Screws on the
resync it.
bathroom doorknob were removed.
Okay, so you just alternate X and triangle, so it's more simple than I thought. But when it comes to the reloading, I don't know how hard that's
I wonder
gonna be.
what kind of tool the killer used to remove that.
I mean,
because I know it gets
it
more
had to be a
complicated, so I'm sure it's
screwdriver,
not
right?
that easy throughout the entire game.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit
Yeah, I'm sorry
in my
about that. We
room
had a
had
shit ton of
clearly
fucking
never been
groceries, so I had to
used.
take like a 10-minute absence. Oh my god, I'm such a fucking retard, dude. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. You totally missed the BTB.
That's because
Sorry
the
about
culprit
that. I'm a
didn't
fucking
know
idiot.
it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's
Fucking
room.
dumb. My bad.
Only the boys got toolkits,
Good thing I noticed.
so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Totally professional, by the way.
Okay,
Not really.
then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Their own.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
You're not helping yourself, Leon.
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
How would you, like... Okay, I can understand the toolkit being open, so obviously it was used, but why would the screwdriver have evidence of being used? Like, would it have scratch marks, or like what? Like, I don't understand.
Stupid, stupid, stupid! Huh?
And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now.
Hey, what's up, Sheller? I'm almost done, so...
I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
How are you doing? I haven't seen you in quite a bit.
Stupid!
I know you from Jared's, though. I heard he's applying for partnership. That's pretty cool.
So, you have no rebuttal?
He's a really good-natured dude. He deserves it a lot, honestly. He
Then
does.
it would seem we are finished here.
Just about, yeah. That's some wicked artwork, by the way. Nice, how did I do? Doing well, you know more than from Natty, I'm pretty sure. And he's working on getting to partnership. Jared or Natty? Or both? Oh, let's see, I did almost perfect, except for I lost 2 points on something. Well, that's pretty good. I'll take that.
Looks
Better
like
than I
you've
thought I
reached
would've
your
done.
verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all
Abso-fucking-lutely.
have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection.
Sure, Natty has his mind on it too. Yeah, I believe he does.
Oh, just to remind you all,
He also deserves it quite a lot.
make
He's a really
triple
good-natured dude as
sure
well.
you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right?
Right.
Okay, then let's get excited!
Yeah, so if you've never seen this before, it gets quite interesting here in a minute.
Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
So I don't know if people know what
What's
this
it
game's
gonna
about,
be?
but basically it's a
What's
whole
it
bunch of
gonna
kids like
be?
convened into a school and forced to kill each other due to circumstances that they aren't aware of by a sadistic teddy bear, pretty much. Oh, I didn't actually have to vote, I see. In the other games you actually have to physically vote, but in this one you don't, I guess. So it kind of just does it automatically, I guess. Interesting. Like I said, I've never actually played the first or second one, but I've seen them, and I've only played the third one, or V3, I should say. Looks like you got it right on the money. The Blackened, in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kuwata. He says. Yep, that would be a shot right there.
Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka?
But...
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch, what the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't have a
I didn't-
choice.
It was kill or be killed.
So that's why...
So that's why I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here. It was complete chance that I wound up like this.
I was just... unlucky. That's all. Hey!
Does this have any real gameplay, or is it more of a graphic novel? It's a bit of a visual novel, and you run around and talk to people and build up relationships with people, and then they get randomly killed off, and then the murderers get executed, that kind of a thing. Hey, come on, you expect me to just accept my death? A little bit. Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all, but when I think about that, honestly, I'd be better off if we'd been wrong. Because if what we came up with really is the truth, then that truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind, it's all because of that video. Also, if you're wondering why I'm throwing my voice to sound like a beta cuckboy, it's because that's what he sounds like. So, you'll hear him talk eventually. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her, and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me.
Why?
I can't afford to be stuck in here! The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. Framing me. To have to see something like that happen to him. And Sayaka. I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean, even some things that weren't so pleasant. Sketchy alleyway sex? Probably. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So when she said,
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
Yep, she was taking advantage of you because you're a fucking ditzy cuck. That's why. She was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Yeah, that's why this one's a bit more fucked up. Boy howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
She seemed so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside she descended into pure madness. What did you say?
Phew.
I understand, really I do. Yup. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing with us, this is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that. All of it, everything. It's all your fault! Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma. But
that's enough.
Waifu held me back. Thanks, babe. As angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it!
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were gonna give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the blackened Leon Kawada will receive his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution?
Yup.
Wait a second!
Up, sunshine. I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced open your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she'd shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder?
So, that's why...
No, that's not... Stop it. I've had enough of this.
Oh.
Oh, are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka. Do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him!
Huh?
Swah? If it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation. The mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh, did you awaken your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you? Just shut up! Okay, well, anyway, more importantly...
Thrills! Chills!
Let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for. The punishment!
I'm begging you! Please, don't do this!
Yeah, poor Leon did.
Hey!
No more begging. No more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop! Please!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment!
For Leon Kawada, the ultimate baseball star!
No!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment
It's just a fucking
time!
teddy bear. You could have ran out of the courtroom, dickhead, instead of standing there screaming your nuts off, idiot.
No!
Aw. Right, buckle up. Here's when shit gets cool, by the way. Leon, with his douchey ginger hair, has been found guilty. Yes. Oh yeah, the art of this game is fucking wicked, by the way. Like, the way it's drawn and cel-shaded and everything like that, it's really fucking neat. And the animations and shit as well. Seriously fucking wicked. Believe it or not, I knew nothing about this game, other than the art, and the art is what drew me to it. My friend kind of introduced me to this series, and I saw the animes before I saw the games. So, like, I didn't play the game until just now. This is actually the first time I'm ever playing the game. But I know what happens, and I know who dies, and I know who gets executed, and who murders who, and all that shit. Don't do a whole lot of Japanese stuff, but this looks super rad. Oh yeah, the premise of it is super, super cool. Like I said, it's basically, it's a visual novel, so you meet and talk to people, and then it's also, like a murder mystery type thing. Like, you try and uncover who killed who, and shit like that, like, who's behind it. And, it's all part of a seriously elaborate story that's fucking nuts. And, they all get their own personalized executions based on what their ultimate talents are. So, basically, the ultimate talents are what define everybody as individuals, pretty much. So, let's see, in this game, there's an ultimate, like, what's the word for it? Like a fortune teller? There's a gambler, there's an ultimate lucky student, there's a martial artist, there's a computer programmer, a moral compass, a biker gang leader, a detective, and, like, shit like that. It's really interesting, honestly. What we saw, that was the face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
Woohoo! Extreme! Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control. What's going on?
I can't take it
anymore. Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it.
Well?
Well, hey, if you don't like it... all you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that. That laugh is wicked.
Damn you!
Man, fuck you! Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us?
What the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful, secret society type of guy.
Say what?
Or in this case, a dark, awful, secret society type of bear?
Well...
So why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
Seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together.
Shit.
You piece of shit! I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground! You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Of course we can't cut free from the outside world. Being trapped in this insane place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of this school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all get to live here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey.
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before.
Thrills! Chills!
Anyway,
kills!
let's get to the Blacken's punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for after all.
Hey.
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Yeah, so basically what it is it's a whole bunch of kids basically in a place. They have no memory of anything. They don't know each other, and they're forced to commit murder and kill each other due to certain circumstances and shit like that. Yeah, it's because the bear, there's numerous of him, and he has all sorts of tools and shit at his disposal that could kill them all if they defied him. That's basically what it is. There's some regulations you have to adhere to, and if you break the regulations, you basically get murdered, or killed off, so that's basically what it is. And like I said, everybody who murders somebody has their own creative, specifically designed execution type thing. It's really fucking cool. Like, you'll see as the game progresses. Yeah, it's absolutely in control. Yeah. So, like, the bear's running everything. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone. Their voices dead. But it was in that moment...
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered in my ear. What's going on, big fella?
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool, becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why. As she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. Is this on PS4 or just PC? It's on both, Sunshine. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her?
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility. But I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you. Which is why her plan failed. I believe it was on PS Vita at first. Who the fuck donated to me? Machine Gun Dono, I don't believe I've seen your name before. Thank you very much for whatever the fuck you did. Which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? That's... I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me for the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile. By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well... I'm psychic.
What?
Huh? Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. Aw. Chapter 1 to Survive completed. Machine Gun Dono, thank you so much for whatever the fuck you donated. I can't see it because I don't have OBS up, but thank you so fucking much, whatever you did. A full 20. Fucking Sunshine, you're too kind. Thank you so fucking much. Sekiro confirmed. Thank you so fucking much, dude. You received the Despair Bat present. Right. Do you want to save the data of Chapter 1? Abso-fucking-lutely, because I'm surprised I didn't fuck it up as much as I thought I would. Alright, so I think that's a perfect place to leave it off then, because we got Chapter 1 complete and out of the way. So, another friend of mine who's actually doing this blind, his name is Ugly Girl Gaming, his name is Tim. He's a really fine fellow as well. So he's also doing this blind, so if you want to tune into him playing this as well, he's a bit ahead of me, but like I said, I already know what happens. So it's no mystery to me, but it's absolutely a mystery to him. So if you want to go support him as well, I'm sure he would appreciate it. I don't know who's on that I can host. But Cheese is doing Bloodborne, so I think I'm going to give Cheese a host. So thank you very much, guys, for chilling out with me. Scheller, thank you as well for showing up. Machine Gun Dono, I don't know who you are. Like I said, I have never seen your name before, I'm quite sure. But thank you so much for being so fucking generous, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And, I'll see you guys later. I'll be on tomorrow with more of this. So we'll be starting Chapter 2 tomorrow, I believe. I usually start around 7 p.m. PST, so it should be around then. So I'll see you guys then. And, I'm gonna host you off to Cheese. And, I'll see you guys later. Thanks very much again.